man. Where do I begin? I didn't want to plan anything out because I wanted it to just be raw and organic, just like the experience was. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. I went skydiving over the Pyramids of Giza. I have to back up. The first thing I want to say is I didn't used to do crazy shit. Like, there was a time where I was just a pretty normal guy. And apparently that's changed. Honestly, I blame Scott. Clearly, this is all Scott's fault. It's not very often in life that you get to go skydiving out of a military plane 15,000 feet over the Pyramids of Giza. And I wanted to take you along. I've said that before. Let's take you along. Join me as we jump out of a plane, out of an Egyptian military plane over one of the 7 wonders of the world. This story has to start at the beginning. Can't start any other way. Your first question is, how did this come about? I was in Egypt to play hockey, but also to tour around and visit things. I remember the day, the moment I got that text message from Scott. Scott sent a group message to everyone in the chat, everyone on the trip, and it just said, hey guys, I'm going skydiving over the Pyramids of Giza. There's room. If you want to go, you can. Let me know if you're in ASAP. That's all he sent. I remember exactly where I was. I was sitting down eating kosheri, which is an Egyptian meal, in Old Cairo. And the first thought in my head was, nope, not a chance. But just like every other idea Scott has had, it lingered. And as I ate my kosheri, I thought to myself, well, that's kind of an awesome way to open a YouTube video. And I had a little bit of time. He said, you let me know by tonight. So that night I went home and I called my girlfriend and I asked her. I'm gonna FaceTime Haley and ask if I should go on this jump.
Hello.
Hello. So you think I should do the skydiving?
Is it like legit safe or is it?
Yeah, it would be safe. It just would be, it's 15,000 feet, which is 5,000 feet higher than what I've done. And it's 100 people going at once.
How many?
100. It's like a big old military cargo plane. They do it once a year.
Strapped onto your back, like you're not going alone.
No, a guy it would be like I did last time, which is a guy is in charge of everything and I'm just strapped to him.
I think you do it. Yeah, you think you have to do that. That's so cool.
Yeah. Have to do it. And she agreed, which is immediately, yep, do it. Just like everything else with Scott, I was in. I told him I was in. So step 1 is completed. I have agreed to jump out of a plane. I didn't know many details at this time. I knew Scott told me we're going to go up 15,000 feet in an Egyptian military cargo plane. We're going to jump over the Pyramids of Giza. We're going to land next to the Pyramids of Giza. So that's day 1. I'm officially in. The next day, a couple of us went to the kickoff ceremony, if you will. All right, so I have woken up somewhat early for me, because we got to go drive to the airfield or wherever we do the jump, and I got to pay. I have to officially sign up. So effectively, the significance of this is that there's no going back. Once I sign on the dotted line, I'm jumping. We got screens in the back. I wonder what a driving test is like here.
I think it's probably just like you got $20.
Yeah. Right. And we're late. And Scott's whole thing is, the guy was like, hey man, if you guys are going to tag along, you can't be late. And so we're late. Obviously we're late. We walk in and there's like 100 people. And they've all got their gear, and this guy's giving a presentation, and I immediately am like, we do not belong here. Because he's using these terms, check your LZs, blah, 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 your angles. He's using terminology I can't even make up. That's how specific it is. And everyone's like nodding and jotting down notes, and I'm looking around like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And the meeting ends, and Scott got us approved, introduced us to everyone. They let us know what the deal was. They looked us dead in the eye and they said, okay, tomorrow morning, you gotta be at the Pyramids of Giza by, I think it was 8:30. And if you're late, we're going without you. No refunds, no nothing. That evening, Scott's like, hey guys, listen, we are not gonna be late, okay? We're meeting in the lobby at 6:30. If you're not there, I'm leaving without you. Sorry, I can't mess this up. I'm not gonna. Here's the thing about the Friendship League, and here's the thing about Scott. Time is relative. Something's always got to happen. So the following morning, it's D-Day for us. I wake up. It is 6 a.m. I did not sleep very much. Wouldn't you know it? I did not sleep much. But I did sleep a little bit, and it's time to go. It's time to jump out of a plane. I'm ready to go. I'm not nervous. I'm excited. We get in the cab. We leave at 6:30. It's, we're all anxious because I think we leave at 6:35. So we're like, okay, we gotta go. Pretty cool breakfast view. Yep. Even better. We jump in like an hour. It's crazy to think that that's where we're gonna jump. There. It's pretty crazy to think about that. We get there, we start walking to the entrance of the Pyramids of Giza. Well, guess what? The Pyramids of Giza are blocked off. It's like a park. And there's two ways, there's one way to get in, it turns out. We thought there were two, there's just one. So the guard told us, hey, you're at the exit. In order to get to the entrance, you need to go all the way around. And Scott was like, can we just walk through? The guy's like, no, I can't let you through. And we're like, well, how long is it? And he's like, it'll probably take you an hour and a half to get there because of traffic. And we're just like, no. Because at this point, it's like 7:45. It's like 8 o'clock. We have half hour. We don't have an hour. We don't have an hour and a half. And I'm thinking to myself, like, that's it. We just lost all our money. We're not going to, I had all this emotional buildup for nothing. And Scott's getting really upset. I'm not filming anything at this point. The reason being, you're not allowed to bring anything on the jump that can't be like zippered up. And my pants don't have zippers, so I don't have a phone. I don't have anything. Scott's freaking out, yelling at the guards. The 4 or 5 just randos come up to us like, oh, you want a camel? You want a camel? You want to take a camel? It's like, dude, not in the mood. Do not want to take a camel. I got some stuff I need to sort out here. There's this one dude, though, who's like, listen, I can take you there. And we're like, you got to go fast. He's like, I will get you there. I know what I'm doing. Come with me. And so we negotiate a price. He's got a van that just happens to have the exact seating. There's 7 of us. He happens to have a van that can seat 7.
No, not 150 each. 200 total.
Total?
Yeah,
Total.
200.
200. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Another the door.
We get into his van. What begins now is just the most insane cab drive that I've ever taken in my life. But then we let him know, like, hey, man, if we don't get there by this time, this is how much money we lose. And the second we said that, he looked at us and he just was like, oh my God. And he just stomped on the gas. He crossed the wrong way to take a left turn where there was no intersection. He just made up an intersection. And this whole time he does this, he's yelling, please God, no crash, please God, no crash, please God, no crash.
Please, my God, no clash, no clash, no clash, no clash, no clash, no clash. Yeah, welcome. Crazy.
He's taking us onto roads that aren't roads, and the car's like boom, 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 boom. He's like, oh, my car, you better tip me. We get there, and he literally like slides in this Astrovan. He like slides it in, slamming on the brakes. We walk up, we check in. The lady's like, oh, yeah, you're good. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, we're running behind schedule. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. So that is chapter 2 of this story. And chapter 3, we're going to call The Wait. We check in, we sit in a tent. There's little beanbag chairs. And they're just like, wait. Turns out they're very behind schedule. So what starts out as an hour wait becomes a 2-hour wait, becomes a 3-hour wait. Scott gets the chance to jump early, so he leaves us, jumps, comes back. 4 hours we've been sitting at this tent. 5 hours we've been sitting in this tent. We waited for 8 hours. So it's our time to jump. We meet our tandem guys. I get hooked up with this awesome guy named Louis from Paraguay.
All right, so here we are, man.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm wondering what I'm doing here. This is where it becomes fun again. We get on a bus and they're telling us, hey, we're going to the Egyptian Air Force Base in Cairo. Do not film anything. The bus goes to a hangar. We go to an Air Force hangar. We get off. Louis is like, hey, let me run you through the tandem protocol. I have jumped before, but he gave me a refresher course that lasted like 2 minutes. So we walk on a runway, an Egyptian Air Force military runway, to this plane. And it's not just any kind of plane. It is a C-130 military cargo plane. So like 50 of us walk up the ramp into this giant cargo plane. And it is real at this point. And this is when I knew I would start to get a little anxious. I was telling everyone before, they're like, are you nervous yet? No, I'm not going to get nervous till I get on the plane. The plane ride up will be a little nerve-wracking. That's the way it was the first time I jumped. Oh, Haley's calling me. Hello?
Hey, will you text me if any of those things look interesting?
Let's do candle and bath soak and soap.
Okay, I will get that all set up then.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Haley, for getting my sister-in-law's Christmas present for me. So we get onto this Egyptian military cargo plane. They use a button to close the door. They turn on the engine. And we go up we go to 15,000 feet. It's I can't even describe. It's like the movies.
Nah, recording, man.
What the fuck am I doing here?
And on the way up, Louis straps me in. And like I said, I'm jumping with a couple other buddies. We're all doing tandems. And one of them, Dan, the same Dan who got the Garbage City tattoo, hasn't said anything in it. It's been silent. And we make eye contact, and he just says to me, I've accepted my fate. And I was like, oh, okay, Dan, like, thank you for, but he was right. I mean, at this juncture, there was nothing more for us to do. We're strapped in. We're not jumping out of the plane. We're just falling out. The guy behind us is jumping, doing everything. There's not much we can do. So we go up and up. It's probably a 15-minute ride to the top, and the door opens, and it's just like in the movies, like in a Bond movie or something. Air is like whooshing in, and people just start running out the back. And we walk up, and that's where I kind of like blacked out a little bit. I was walking out to the edge. Not in the sense that I was scared, but it's just so much stimulus. Like the wind. I had this pep talk with my body. I was like, hey, brain, listen. This is what's going to happen. We're going to get to the edge of the plane, and you're going to start freaking out because you're going to be like, we can't go. If we go out there, we're going to die. But that reaction is not, we don't need to freak out because I've got it sorted out already. So when we get there, just don't freak out too much. And sure enough, when we get to the edge, it's just like, what is going on, Alex? Don't do this. Do not do this. What is... But I just followed my training, and off we went. And the thing about skydiving is, like, you know, speed is relative in the sense that, like, you tell how fast you're going because things are going by you. But when you're free falling, like, you have no more frame of reference. So you're just kind of floating, like, and it just becomes really loud. Like, you don't know how fast you're going because you're 15,000 feet in the air and there's nothing to look at for a frame of reference. And all I could do was just go, oh my God. And I remember Louis was trying to get me to do stuff for the camera because he's wearing the GoPro. and he would be like this, and I would just instinctively do it. It was kind of like Simon Says. Like, my brain was in such small function that he would show me what to do, and I would just do it. I couldn't think of anything funny to do. Like, I should have done like a Superman pose or something. And then he pulled the parachute, and that's when it hit me. That's when it hit me that I was over the city of Cairo and skydiving over the Pyramids of Giza.
Yeah, boy!
Oh, buddy! Holy fucking shit!
Look down there, man!
That's the fucking pyramids! Holy shit!
And I immediately popped my ears, and that's where I was like, okay, now I'm normal. I've gathered my senses. And it was the most insane experience of my life. We were flying over 20 million people in one of the 7 wonders of the world, and I just couldn't get over it. Like, there off to my side was 20 million people. And even my guide, Louis, the jumper, was like, Alex, he said to me, he's like, everything you're feeling right now, I'm feeling too. I've jumped over 5,000 times. This is the craziest thing I've ever done. This shouldn't be legal, is what he said to me. And it was truly, it was insanity. He let me use the parachute, so I got to swoop around a bit, which was really cool. It was, yeah, it was amazing.
No words, right?
No words. That was the coolest thing I've ever done.
So that's chapter 4, the jump. And the feeling of landing, it just was like, I was on cloud 9. It was the coolest day of my life, and I was so happy. And I turned to Louis, I was like, Louis, listen, man. A, follow me on Instagram, because I'm going to follow you back. B, if you're ever in Minneapolis, beers are on me. You won't have to pay for a thing. And I told him, we're brothers for life. And he just like laughed. Yeah, he was like, this little rookie. But it was so awesome. It was like, I was like a kid on Christmas. And we land, for those of you who are wondering, you land like 50 yards from the pyramids. You land right there. After we were done, they're like, all right, see ya. And we just walked back, and we walked to the exit that we had came to, mistakenly gone to 10 hours earlier. And that was kind of, we'd come full circle. It was like, I remember being here at 7:30 in the morning, and it felt like days ago. But it allowed us time to decompress and to really soak in what we had just done. Here, to me, is why I had to do this. We jumped over one of the biggest cities in the world. To give you context, it would be like jumping over 2 New York cities. I heard earlier in the day, one of the guys, after they jumped, he walks up, he's like, God, my GoPro's gone. And the other dude was like, well, maybe you can find it. He's like, no way, man, that thing's over Cairo, downtown Cairo. And it's true, like, if you misguided the jump, you're gonna end up in the middle of Cairo. And flying over that, it just it was absurd and mind-blowing to see 20 million people over there, like right over there living their lives, and I'm falling from the sky. And finally, we jumped over one of the 7 wonders of the world. Like,
Those things are like thousands of years old.
I told my girlfriend when I got home, I was like, that experience is something that I won't be able to explain it properly to anyone else. It's just one of those things where it's like, you had to be there. But it was the coolest thing I've done in my life, and I will never forget it. And I'm thankful for Scott for giving me the opportunity to do the craziest thing in my life.
I feel like I'm flying. Flying over the pyramids of Cairo. I feel like I shouldn't be holding on to these things, but he trusts me, and I appreciate that.
And I also told everyone there, I don't need to skydive ever again. I'm done. And again, like I said, I used to be normal. I don't know what happened. Scott happened. It was really more about just a question of opportunity. And the opportunity presented itself, and I said, hey, I'm going for it. And I'm glad I did. Opportunity has a weird way of masquerading itself as fear and risk and danger. And too often in life, I have been afraid of opportunity only to realize later on that it was in fact opportunity. And not this time, baby. I jumped at the chance. So thank you for joining me on this journey up to 15,000 feet above the Pyramids of Giza. Wow. I can't believe I did that, man. So thank you, Scott. Thank you, Louis, wherever you are, you crazy son of a bitch. If you ever come to Minneapolis, man, beers are on me. And if anyone else is wondering, once a year you can skydive over the Pyramids of Giza. I will link the company in the description. It's in October. Every year, you can jump over the Pyramids of Giza. You get free lunch, too. Don't forget, you get free lunch. I can't believe I did that. Can't believe I did that. 40 minutes. Jesus.